Hi, I'm Dan with DZ Custom Innovations. In this video I'm going to walk you through the installation process for the ShiftSense Pro automatic transmission shift controller in the Gen 3 Toyota Tacoma. This truck happens to be a 2016 SR5 model. There are a lot of different trim levels available for the 2016 and 2017 model year Tacoma. Overall, the installation process is identical among all of those vehicles. There are three major steps to the installation. The first will be to connect this connector to the shift lever inside the center console cover. The second step is to install the OBD connector under the driver's side dash, and the third step will be to mount the device on the side of the center console. Overall, the installation of this device can be completed in about 10 minutes. It requires no tools for installation and is 100% plug and play. Okay, the first step will be to go ahead and connect this connector to the shift lever inside the center console cover. To do this, we need to unsnap the top portion of the console cover so we can access the connector. To do this requires a few steps. First will be to go ahead and open the door on the luggage compartment. Second, go ahead and pull your emergency brake up slightly just to give yourself some room to access the connector. Thirdly, we'll go ahead and remove this shift knob off the center. To do this, we take the chrome ring, which is located just underneath it, and we slide down. It should pop out of place. Secondly, we unscrew the shift knob off of the post, set it aside. Last step is to go ahead and unsnap this up off of here. There are about, I'd say 10 or 12 fasteners holding this thing down, so it does require some effort to kind of unsnap it. So what I'm going to do is start in the front, near the cup holder region. I'm going to pull on each side, and you got to pull up quite firmly. There's one, two. I'm going to go to the back and do the same thing. So you can see it's loose. We don't need to remove this totally, and actually you don't want to because there are several electrical connectors underneath here. All we need to do is have it loose enough so we can access the connector from the driver's side. Okay, so now that we have our center console cover loose, we can access the connector. If you look inside here, you can see it right on the side of the shift lever. So to remove the connector, we go ahead, there's a small tab on the top, just push down and pull out. It should come out very easily. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put our ShiftSense device into position. Just lay it here on the floor mat for now. Okay, this is the connector that we're going to connect inside of here. What we need to do first is go ahead and fish it up underneath here. So I'm going to pull this lower plastic out a bit, just adjacent to the carpet. Go ahead and slide the connector up through there. And then once we're up inside, we can go ahead and route it towards the back. I'm going to go underneath this small cross member right here. Okay, got it back into position. We can go ahead and plug the OEM connector into the ShiftSense Pro connector. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll plug the other side back into our shift lever. Just like that. Now the connection is complete for the center shift lever console. Okay, next step is to go ahead and install the OBD connector underneath the driver's side dash here. You can feel the connector right up underneath. You can go ahead and just snap it into place. The wire comes out towards the left because it's going to eventually get tied up underneath here. There are several zip ties that are included in the kit to be used to secure this wire into place. Okay, the last step will be to go ahead and mount the device on the side of the center console using the double-sided adhesive which is on the back. You'll probably notice from before that we left the center console cover loose. That is for good reason. We actually want to be able to use our fingers to support the back of this piece of plastic while we press this into position with the adhesive tape. So before we go ahead and install the adhesive tape, we need to clean this surface very thoroughly. A lot of times people have Armor All on these. Armor All is no good for sticking adhesive to, so we need to use alcohol to go ahead and clean that surface and clean it very thoroughly. This is just standard alcohol that you buy in the grocery store. So we're going to go ahead and wipe that surface down very well. Okay, so once the alcohol is dry, we can go ahead and stick the device on the side of the center console. Now I usually like to locate it far enough forward so it doesn't interfere with the seat when it's moved all the way forward. So what we do is go ahead and remove the backing from our double-sided adhesive tape. We're going to go ahead and push this onto here. Get our fingers into the back, underneath and above, and hold this in position. Squeeze it tightly for about 30 seconds to let the adhesive stick thoroughly. So once your ShiftSense Pro is secured into position, the last step will be to go ahead and secure the wires and tie them up out of the way. So first thing, the wire which runs back into the center console, we can just go ahead and push it up underneath this side plastic. The one which comes across the OBD port, we're going to secure it up underneath the dash here. It'll get tucked behind this plastic as well. And then across the lower portion of the dash here, we can tuck it in. And we'll use the 3 zip ties, which were included in the kit, to go ahead and secure it into place. You can go ahead and tie it to different, there are a couple brackets up underneath here and a couple of wire harnesses. You could tie it off onto those. Okay, to complete the installation, we'll go ahead and put our center console cover back into position. Before you push down on this, you want to make sure that your shift rod is coming up through this boot. And you go ahead and place this down. Now what you want to make note of here is this center emergency brake boot, which can have a tendency to get pinched underneath here. So you want to go ahead and pull the boot all the way out. And then once you align these fasteners down in here, there, then it won't get pinched. So with it in position, we can go ahead and just snap it on down, the back, the front. Alright, so it's totally secure. And we can go ahead and push our emergency brake boot back down in here. Put it down. And close your center console. And then we put our shift knob back into place. So to do this, you go ahead and screw this tip back down on here. Now you don't want to over tighten this. Usually I just go until it's snug. Right about to there. And go ahead and pop this chrome ring back up into position. That completes our installation.